Ralph Rangnick, often dubbed the godfather of Gegenpressing, has transformed Austria into a high-energy, high-pressing side. His tactical philosophy requires aggressive pressing and high work rates, both on and off the ball. Austria's players have fully bought into the system, resulting in a well-drilled, cohesive unit capable of competing at the highest level with the very best teams. Here is how you can implement Austria's Euro 2024 tactics into FC24. Rangick has set up this Austrian side in a 4-2-3-1 formation. Now, this system can transform into a 4-2-2 system when pressing the opposition, more naturally associated with Ralph Rangnick, as well as it can also shift into a 2-2-6 formation when attacking. This formation allows Austria to create overloads during the attacking phases of play, but it also helps them remain defensively stable. Rangick is very specific with his tactical approach, and a major success for the Austrian side is that all the players have brought into the system, working effortlessly in and out of possession of the ball. The defensive style for this team should be set to constant pressure. This will help successfully implement the gegenpressing system, keeping the opposition under continuous pressure. It's a rare but a very effective approach in international football, as not many teams can successfully implement a calculated pressing system. The defensive width should be set to 60, which will help facilitate a man-to-man pressing structure, ensuring that players are constantly pressuring their opponents. The depth should be set to a high line of 75, and it can be pushed up to around 85. It is very rare that you do see this in international football, as most teams tend to set up in a mid-block approach, but because you are looking to implement that gegenpressing system, you do need to implement a very high line. Rangick's offensive focus is for quick transitions to occur, aiming to create shot opportunities within 8 to 10 seconds of recovering the ball. The builder play for this system to be a success should be set to fast builder, allowing for the team to generate those quick transition attacking moments. This approach will also encourage the fullbacks to bomb forward into those attacking areas where they can look to facilitate offensive movements. At the same time, with this approach set in place, it does tend to push the team higher up the field. So when you do have your goalkeeper restarts, your team naturally tend to be a lot higher up the field. So therefore, I think you press R1 or L1, one of those buttons, and it will naturally call the team back into a more deeper position where you can look to successfully play out from the back, because Austria tends to do this on a regular basis, looking to build the attacks with the goalkeeper and the centre backs. Austria will look to combine high tempo, direct attacking football with a possession-based style of play. So therefore, the chance creation should be set to balanced. This shows the flexibility that the side possesses, looking to adapt to their opponents and exploit their weaknesses. A narrow attacking structure is very typical of a Ralph Rangnick system, so therefore the width should be set to 20. This will allow the fullbacks to charge down the vacated wider channels and formulate that 2-2-6 formation. The players in the box should be set to 5, ensuring a good balance for the crossing opportunities, with enough players committed to attacking without having to compromise the defensive stability or the counter pressing. And then finally, the corners and the free kicks should be set to 4. For the individual player roles and instructions, we'll start off at the back with the goalkeeper in Pence, who will be set to playing as a sweeper keeper. Naturally, with such a high line being implemented, you do need a goalkeeper to sweep up behind the backline and look to try and minimize the attacking threats in behind. At the same time, a goalkeeper like Pence is very good at being able to play under pressure from the opposition when building the attacks from the back. The only change that we do see for the two centre backs is the fact that they will be set to step up. Now, this will help them commit to the aggressive counter-pressing system. Lionheart as well as Dancer will be very important in looking to try and set the tempo for this Austrian side. They can look to either dictate and go a bit more direct with their passing, or keep possession and maintain control of the game. The fullbacks in this system are going to be very important to the success of the attacking outlets, looking to bomb down the flanks and supply crosses and cutbacks into the box. The role of the left back, however, will be a lot more attacking than the right, and you would want him to be able to join the attacks, fly up and down that left channel as much as possible. And when he does do it, you want him to be consistently in that wider space, looking to overlap the likes of Marcel Sabitzer. Another thing that we have added to the system in order to replicate that very aggressive, high tempo, high work rate of the side, that will be aggressive interceptions as well as step up for the fullbacks. The right back, however, does not seem to attack as much as the left. He will look to try and balance his offensive outlets with his defensive duties. So you do tend to see him stay back a bit more. The likes of Posch does tend to formulate a back three every now and then, especially when the likes of Grilch and Seevold tend to, stay in those midfield zones. So you want him to try and balance that out, as well as have a mixed run type, allowing him to either, invert or overlap the likes of Lima at times. But he will still be set to having aggressive interceptions and, of course, step up. A double pivot of Grillich as well as Seevold will look to try and stabilize the team as a whole, whether it's on the offensive end or the defensive phases of play. they can look to try and generate that offensive platform for the team to successfully build their attacks off of, whilst also looking to formulate a box midfield and try and protect the backline as much as possible. And therefore, you would want them to be able to cut out the passing lanes, and this will try and generate a lot of movement in that midfield zones, looking to try and, stifle the opposition's builder play in those middle areas, as well as stay back while attacking. They don't tend to really, flood forward and attack the box and get into those attacking zones. They'll more or less look to stay in front of that backline and rotate possession when the ball is given to them. Normal interception should be applied for them, as you don't want them overly being too aggressive in that central area and stepping out of position and opening up holes in the defense, as well as you want them to stick to position and cover the central zones. As you'll see here, for the role of Grealish, he will be set to the same roles and instructions as well. Your central attacking midfielder in Baumgartner will be set to maintaining a basic defensive support. This can help him stay forward and try and formulate that 4-2-2 system alongside the likes of Arnautovic, as well as you want him breaking into the box, looking to be a very good attacking outlet in those central zones. And then free roaming will be applied to him, as you will look for him to try and overload either in the left or the right half space, looking to try and interchange quite a bit with either a Sabitzer or a Lima, or even higher up the field, combining very effectively and interchanging positions at times with the striker. Baumgartner also has a very good work rate on him, and that is why Ralph Rangnick likes him so much, especially being deployed just in behind the striker. So you do want him more or less trying to join up and press from the front, and therefore aggressive interceptions should be applied. Marcel Sabitzer and Konrad Lama being deployed as the left and the right attacking midfielders is a stroke of genius from the godfather of Gegenpressing. Essentially, their effortless work rates tend to create a lot of havoc for the opposition, pressing them high, pressing them wide at times, and they do tend to combine very effectively with the central players, operating in those half spaces and looking to try and exploit the opposition. So, in order to successfully replicate both of their roles, they should be set to come back on defense, maintaining a balanced crossing run for the support in the box at times, as well as stick to positions. You more or less want Baumgartner in that central area, looking to, vacate those central areas and combine with a Sabitzer on the left or a Lima on the right, but more so you want those two wider players operating in their respective halves. And then finally, just like with Baumgartner and even Arnautovic, you would want them to aggressively press from the front. As you'll see here, for your right attacking midfielder, he's got the same roles and instructions as well. Austria's striker will often look to combine with the attacking midfielders just in behind him. He can look to, drift wide into the more exposed available spaces and look to exploit them very effectively. So therefore, drift wide should be applied, often looking to vacate that central space and have Sabitzer, Baumgartner, or even the likes of a Konrad Lima or a Wimmer, who, depending on who's in the game at that time, then they will look to sometimes even attack the central spaces. But he will be set to having a mixed attacking outlet, looking to combine the physicality that he does possess with the ability for him to break in behind or even drop off and combine as a false 9. Aggressive interception should be applied, and in order to successfully replicate that interchange between who plays as the striker and who plays as the number 10, you do want the striker to be able to drop back at times, often having him drop behind the natural number 10, forcing Baumgartner into the more central attacking role himself. So therefore, Arnautovic should be set to come back on defense. And there we go, my dudes. That is how I would successfully implement Ralph Rangnick's Austrian tactics for Euro 2024 in FC24. Please let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Whilst you're there, don't forget to subscribe if you are new, as well as smash the like button on the video. It would be absolutely appreciated by yours truly. Now, in terms of the rating of the system, I would give it an 8.5. I love the aggressive nature, the constant pressure, the work rates of the side, the interchangeability between Baumgartner as well as Arnautovic or whoever your striker is. It works really, really well in terms of the counter-pressing system. But there are a few issues that I have found with the aggressive nature of the side. If they press too high up the field and you are up against a very good opposition, they can play through you and through your press, and that can lead to a few irritating moments with goals being conceded at times. But other than that, I think it can work out really, really well, and it is a lot of fun to go ahead and implement into your game. So you guys will have to let me know down below what your thoughts and opinions are on this system. As well as, please don't forget to check out the Discord server. We have gone ahead and created the Brom Squad Gaming Discord server. The link will be down below in the description. Go ahead, check it out. If you are interested in real football talk as well as FC24 tactics and chat and all that good stuff, it will be all on the Discord server, where we can have some really good conversations about day-to-day footballing life. Anyways, until the next time, until the next one, which will be tomorrow, I hope you guys have a goddamn great day, and I'm out of here.